And now let's turn our attention to heightened tensions between Iran and Israel. Recently, there's been a spate of drone strikes in the region. One target, the southern suburbs of Lebanon's capital, Beirut, which are dominated by Iran-backed Hezbollah. Israel hasn't claimed responsibility, but it has struck Iranian sites in Syria. France 24's Wasim Nasser, our expert on jihadi movements, joins me now. Wasim, first of all, this use of drones in the region, when does it date back to?
Well, actually, we're talking about the Hezbollah, and Hezbollah was the first to initiate this kind of the use of those weaponized drones or civilian drones used for military ends back in 2004. The Hezbollah tried to send drones into Israeli territory to monitor the villages and the compounds on the border between Lebanon and Israel. And then during the war of 2006, he tried to send drones with explosive into Israeli territory, but it was intercepted. The most notable or successful, between brackets, drone that was sent by the Hezbollah, we see it on the yellow arrow here, when it was sent through Gaza, through Lebanon, Gaza, and it went as far as the Dimona nuclear reactor. It took pictures of the reactor. That was back in 2012, and the last attempt was in 2013. Then the Hezbollah developed offensive also capabilities with drones in Syria. You see, it was used back in 2016 against, and we have the footage here, against Syrian rebels and jihadi factions. So we are talking about civilian drones dropping bombs, which was also pushed to its limit, if I may say so, by the Islamic State. They were the most effective in developing this kind of capability in Syria and in Iraq, using civilian drones at first, and we also have the footage, at first using those drones at first to monitor attacks from behind. And here we are seeing the footage of that was issued by the Israeli army. We're seeing Hezbollah operatives trying to launch this kind of civilian drone fit with explosive into Israeli territory. And to go back to what you said, this is what was the explanation why that Israel gave, why they targeted Hezbollah in Syria a few days ago. But to go back to the Islamic State, which has really showed the maximum of its capability by weaponizing civilian drones bought on the regular market. First of all, to monitor attacks from behind, kamikaze attacks, or for surveillance aims. And here we see one of the most developed drones by the Islamic State. So one more time, it's dual technology, like civilian technology, weaponized. And we see here they even fit a camera on it, which means that they can monitor it from a distance. This is the Mosul battle, where it was very effective for them to use this kind of drones in attacking Iraqi police and the Iraqi army, and they also succeeded in wounding two French military in the area, because a drone was hit down, and when the military tried to approach the drone exploded. You see, and you see it's very accurate. It's not very damaging, but it is very accurate, and it was developed also by Shia militias, by Kurdish factions, and by many actors in Syria, used also against the Russian base in Hmayhim, for example.
So what's next?
Well, what's next is unfolding in Yemen. We see that in Yemen, low-cost drones are being used with Iranian technology. We have 3 reports of CAR who are very, very detailed to show us what happened in Yemen. And here's a map made by the Akled, and it shows us the drone attacks in Saudi territory by Houthi militias. So we have drone incursions intercepted by the Saudis, and drone strikes where they succeeded to drop small bombs to stop air traffic, for example, to hit military facilities inside Saudi Arabia. And the biggest potential today in developing those kinds of weapons is in Yemen, because it's where all the experiences are being done. And we can see maybe the drones that are in the possession of the Houthis. One more time, it's Iranian technology, very low-cost technology, with the Chinese engine, with the manufactured wings, but they succeed to create this kind of drones which destroy at impact or to monitor their activity. And here we see this is a military parade that was attacked by an explosive drone, and it was a success for the Houthi. And we see them today developing another capability, one more time with the help of Iranian industry from behind, and we are talking about naval drones. And this is new. And we have also the footage. We see this is a boat fit with explosive and monitored from behind, which attacked a Saudi frigate in Yemeni waters. So you see all the potential of this kind of dual technology for it to be used by non-state actors in this region, complicating the situation again and again.
All right, thank you very much for telling us about those weaponized drones, Wasim.